Hello there. My name is Bangoche FM. I'm Carol's friend, and today I'm going to teach you how to shave. It'll be awesome. So first things first, let's talk about the equipment you need. First of all, we have our shaving cream here. We have a pre-shave cream here. Here's my little stand. It's not exactly clean, but don't worry about that. Our shaving brush, our razor handle, our alum block, which we'll need toward the end of our shaving session, facial soap, our scuttle. It's going to hold your shaving brush and lather, as well as the cork. Inside of this vessel, we're going to insert hot water to heat the vessel and also subsequently heat up your shaving cream. Another item we might use toward the end would be a disposable razor. You're not going to use this too much, if at all. And we also have to talk about the razor pit I sent you. So, first things first, wash your face. Now, I use a special soap for my face because you need to remove the dirt and perspiration from your face, and also you want to soften the hairs on your face to make it easier for you to shave. Now, do not use the same soap used to wash your body on your face. The soap ingredients for your body are a lot more harsh, and your skin on your face is a little bit different. You must learn to treat your skin like an organ, like your eyes, your heart, your kidneys. Your skin is an organ as well. Therefore, you must tailor the soap you use for the appropriate purpose. So I've sent you two kinds of soap. This is soap I use on my face. It has small amounts of like granules in it for, I guess, for abrasion, kind of like a scrub. The other version I sent you was a Neutrogena soap. That soap should be the clear orange bar as well. I would suggest you start with the Neutrogena soap first and then see whether or not you're okay with this particular kind of soap as well. Use whatever is good for your skin. You might want to talk to your mother as well, because you might have a different sort of skin chemistry than I do. So I'm gonna wash my face and then we're gonna keep on going. But yeah, be sure you don't use the same soap on your face as your body. So don't use Head and Shoulders, don't use Dove. Find out what's good for your face and use that only on your face. Understand? Another item I forgot to mention when you start your session is a towel. There's one nearby that I can know where to grab, but be sure you have it handy and you're not walking around unable to see where it is. Don't use super hot water, just use warm water. I would also suggest that whatever towel you use, the color of it should be a dark brown or a dark red. Because when you shave, you're gonna cut yourself and nick yourself a little bit. And you don't want to get freaked out by seeing little bits of blood on the towel you're using all the time. So it might not be a bad idea to get a brown or a dark colored towel. You don't have to dry your skin all the way, just a little bit, because you want it to be a little bit moist. So after we do that, then we're going to use our pre-shave cream. This is also meant to like loosen and soften the hairs on your face. Don't need a lot, just use a little and spread it evenly. This is not like cake batter or cake frosting. It's a thin layer of it. And be sure you spread it evenly across your face. Get under your neck, all the way down. Now I don't know your face, so I don't know how far your hair is going to grow. But get any place you might think you're going to grow hair at. Also, don't forget this part of your face as well. This area of your face will be the most difficult to shave because it has some of the thickest hairs. Remember, just a very light. Don't use that much, just a little bit, and spread it out evenly. Make sure you work it in deeply on this part of your face as well. Now, I'm gonna go grab my hot water and put it in the scuttle. Okay, now we're gonna put water inside of the scuttle. Now the scuttle contains this cork. It has this hole here to insert the water, and it has this vessel here for the shaving brush. Now there's two ways that you can use to make this work for you. You can either add water directly into this that's cold, then take the whole thing and put it into the microwave, heat it up until it's boiling and take it out. Or you can do what I do. I use a hot water kettle, and then I just pour water into this vessel here. I have to be careful because I don't want it to spill on my feet and whatnot. But you're going to need this to heat the vessel. It's going to make the whole piece of pottery hot. Fill it to the top, not all the way, just a little bit. And then you want to take your cork and stick it on there. Now, this is where it's dangerous. Now, these corks are usually very, very tight, and they will seal this vessel. But a lot of times the pottery is not perfect. So there may be little holes and gaps. So once you stick this on here, to secure it, take your towel and then press gently. So that way, in case you filled it too high and steam comes out, the water won't shoot out and hurt you. This is hot water. It will squeeze and expel steam. So just be sure it's on there securely. But use a towel. Don't touch this with your hands. If the steam escapes or water escapes, it will burn you. So be careful with that. Once we're done with that, eventually this area inside of the pot will get hot. Now this is meant to help you develop lather for shaving. So what will happen is we're going to take our shaving brush and a little bit of lather, and we're going to use that to work the lather in. That's why these dimples are here, these four little guys right here, to make it easier for it to generate lather. In the meantime, we're also going to get our shaving brush together as well. So sometimes I use this part of this scuttle as well, but for this exercise, I'm going to show you how to do that normally. Take your shaving brush, put it inside of a cup, and then fill that with hot water. Just to the level of the bristles. You don't want to fill the whole thing up, not the whole handle. Just enough to make sure the bristles are under the water. And we're going to let that sit for a minute or two. A little more. In the meantime, we're going to talk about grain. So let's talk about grain. Grain is the direction in which the hair grows on your face. Now, for most people, in this very, very poorly drawn sketch, most people, the hair goes down. So it goes out of your follicle and down toward the ground. But in some parts of your face, you'll notice that there might be different directions the hair grows. So for example, in my face, most of my hair goes down except for one particular area on my chin or near my lip, where it grows sideways. This is important because when we talk about shaving, you want to shave initially with the grain. In other words, the direction you pull the blade will be the same direction that the hair grows in. So if it goes down, you pull your blade down. If it goes across, you pull the blade across. And usually most people have to shave in 3 stages. The first stage, you shave with the grain. And then in the second stage, you want to shave across the grain. So in this scenario, let's say we're talking about this part of my face. The first part, we would shave down. We then rinse, lather up our face again, and then we shave across. So we have to shave perpendicular to the direction that the hair is growing. Now the last stage I don't do because I am black. Some other people can do this. The last stage is going against the grain. So you start off, you shave with the grain, rinse, lather, shave across the grain, rinse, lather, then shave against the grain. So since this hair grows up, shaving against the grain means, since this hair grows down, shaving against the grain means shaving upwards. I don't do that because that's dangerous. Here's why. I can't do that. This is your hair. Let's say this is the blade right here. The blade will cut the hair. And if you shave against the grain, as the hair is growing in this direction, before this blade cuts it, it's going to pull the hair out of the follicle a little bit. And then once it's cut, the hair follicle will go under the surface of the skin. And once that happens, the skin will close over the hair follicle. And that's how you get a hair bump, because you have hair growing underneath the surface of the skin. And since it's trapped in the skin, it can't escape. So usually, if you're a new shaver, just shave with the grain, then shave across the grain, and then stop. Do not shave against the grain until you know your face and until you know it's safe for you to do. Since you're new to shaving, just do 1 and 2. Don't do 3. I'm old enough to know when I can do 3 and where. But yeah, for the time being, just shave with the grain and then across the grain. I'm going to show you how I do that. Don't shave against the grain until you're old enough to know how that works for your face, okay? Now, since our hair bristles have been immersed in water for a little bit, we're going to take this out, and you just want to flick it. You don't want to take all the water out, just flick enough to get most of the water off. And we'll pour this out. Now, as I said before, you don't need a separate cup for this. Sometimes I will use this area to make my hair brush get wet, and then I just pour it out. But like I said before, this cork is not secure all the time. So you put water in here and put your brush in here to make the bristles wet. You try to pour it out, steam might escape. So just use a separate cup for now. But okay, we're getting started with actually trying to get some cream on this thing. Hold on a second while I set this down. Alrighty. So this is shaving cream. This is not the cream you have. This is a special cream I have for my face. So what you want to do is you want to take this thing right here and just gently dip. Just the tip. Just the tip. But I don't want to ever hear you say that to anyone, just the tip. But yeah, just a little amount. It's almost, you can't even barely see it. Just a little bit of that. Then you take that inside of here. You want to rotate this. Press and rotate, press and rotate, press and rotate. And be sure you put the cream along the sides. It seems like a lot of cream. Don't worry about it. You're going to use it a lot, so don't worry about it. But yeah, use less shaving cream than you need. Use a little bit. I mean, almost nothing. You see how much lather I have. So we're using the little amount of water inside of the brush as well as a little bit of cream, and you get all this lather here. You put it around the edges, and since this whole piece of pottery is hot, it's going to keep the lather warm as well, which is good for everything. Now we're going to lather the face. Put it everywhere. Now, a couple of things about this. You saw all the lather inside of this scuttle at first. Now, it looked like a lot of cream, but if it's dry, like this is dry, add a little bit of water. Just take your hand, a little bit of water. You can just drop a little bit. Can't see that, can you? A little bit of water inside of that. Not too much, just a couple of drops. and start lathering it again, get it wet. If the lather is too dry, add some drops of water and then lather it again. That's better. So if it's too dry, add some water. If it's not soapy enough, add a little bit of lather. Just take a little, this much. That's literally as much as you want. Stick it onto the brush and put it back in there. Now, if you are traveling and you don't have your Scuttle with you, some people just take the brush, wet the brush, add a little bit of shaving cream to it, and then just literally just lather on their face. So just rub it against their face really hard. Now we're lathered up. Let's talk about the razor blade real quick. Okay, so this is the razor blade head. I'm going to show you how it works. So first of all, this particular blade head already has a razor blade inside of it, but I'll show you how to open it. So look at the very bottom of this. There should be two separate little screw handles. There's the very bottom here, and there's this one here. To open and close this, for you to put the blade in, go to the very bottom and turn it counterclockwise. You might have to be a little bit strong with it. The very bottom, counterclockwise. And then here, you'll see how the blade goes inside. So it has like a little central post and these little things on the outside. This is the razor blade. So basically take it, just drop it onto there. Now to close it, turn it clockwise. Just the bottom, not the second one, the very bottom one. Turn it as hard as you can all the way around, so it can't turn anymore. Boom, there it is. Now, this is an adjustable razor blade. So it means you actually can vary the blade angle. To adjust the actual angle of the blade, you have to modify this thing right here. I'm not sure you can see this or not. Can you see that? Can you see that? So at the very bottom of the head, there should be a small little dial. So on one side of the blade, there will be a diagonal arrow that points downward, indicating what shaving range you're at. So since we are starting with a lot of hair, we're going to take the number high. So currently this is set to 1. We're going to twist this at the top until this gets to 4. I don't know if you can see that on this video. It's an iPhone, but yeah, this should say 4. Should be a little down arrow and it points to 4. The higher the number, the sharper the blade is going to be, and the closer it is going to be to your skin. Since you are new to shaving, I suggest you start out with level 3 and work your way down. If you have a very thick beard and you've been out in the woods for like 8 weeks and your hair is like this, you can go to the highest level, which is like 6 or something. I know my face. I've used this blade for a long time. I start with 4 and then I go downwards. So for you, I say start with 3. If the blade does not cut well, then increase the blade level to a higher number. But for me, we're going to go with 4. If I can see here, can I see that? Yeah, we're going to set this to 4 and start shaving. Now we're going to start shaving. So first of all, you usually want to start on the outer parts of your face and work your way inward. The idea being, since this part of your face is very, very hard to shave and also has some of the thickest hairs, you want to allow the product on your face more time to soften it. So go from outside to in, outside to in. Don't start here. Many people want to start shaving in their face. Don't do that. Let the product work on your face for longer periods of time on this part of your face here in the center. Work on the outside in. Now, some people get confused about where they should stick the blade. I'll show you what I mean here. So a way to get oriented is find out where this bone is on your head and then run your finger across. And that way you'll know how far up your face you should go. Because some people might shave too high on one side and too low on the other side. But yeah, be sure that you're able to know where your face is. Now, let's talk about pressure. You should not apply any pressure to your face. You want the blade to do the work. Some people want to shave and they get really frustrated and they start like going faster and pressing harder. Don't ever do that. If you find a part of your face that's hard to shave, just simply change your angle and try it again. Change your angle, try again. Never apply pressure with this razor. You should never need to do that. So how do you get started? So let's talk about this part of our face. First of all, make sure your blade is warm. So run under hot water. Not too hot because too hot water will burn your hands, but hot enough to make the blades warm. You want to take this, take it flat against your head, and you want to tilt it, and then drag it across your face very gently. Short, smooth strokes. Very gently, no pressure. You'll let the blade do the work. So do that a couple of times. Just gentle, drag, drag, drag. Now, one part of the blade is going to get full of like soap and hair. Flip it on the other side. Same thing, flat, drag downward. Just drag it. Don't press it, just drag it against your skin. The only purpose is to hold the blade against your skin. Also, when you do that, I've been shaving for a long time. You see me talking and I'm moving and stuff like that. When the blade touches my face, do not move. So freeze. When the blade starts cutting, you don't move. Don't talk, don't. Now, if there's too much stuff on your blade, rinse it. And shake it. And do the same thing. Remember, this is our first stage. We're going with the grain. So I'm pulling down. I'm pulling it. I'm not pressing it against my face. I'm just holding it against my face. Short and smooth. Now, remember I mentioned before that there was this part of my face that grows in a different direction. And that's this patch right here. So what I'll do is, I'll have a cream here. I'm going to go with the grain. So I'm going to take my blade. I'm going to twist my face. Make sure your face is like a piece of stone. Once you move it, you freeze it. I'm not pressing, I'm just pulling it. That's one half of my face done. I'll do the other side. Same thing. I find my location where my bone is at on my head. I then take it and I just do gentle. Just pull it. When you shave for a long time, it's easy to know the angle of the blade. if you go like flat, you're not going to cut anything. If you go too steep, you might cut yourself or you won't cut anything at the same time. So you'll find the angle. Easy. Now I've been shaving for so long, I can tell the angle by listening to the sound of my hairs being cut by the blade. Since you're new to shaving, you may not know that sound yet. So if you're gonna practice, I would say practice on a part of your body, like practice on your arm or your leg. Like literally shave one of your legs or your arms to get a sense about what the angle should be on the blade, and then take control of it. Also, I'm kind of ambidextrous. So I'm using my left hand because I'm used to it. You may not be able to do that yet, so don't feel obliged to use your left hand. Use your right hand, your left hand, or whatever. But I'm used to shaving with both hands, so that's why I'm doing this. If you're new to shaving, don't use your left hand. And if you're not left-handed, obviously. So this one side's full of hair and soap. We flip the other side that's clean. Short, smooth strokes. Now, I feel a little dry. We're gonna wet the blade. We're gonna add a little soap to my face. The idea is you want to keep your face lubricated. You want the blade to just slide over your face. You're not cutting it like a lawn. You're not cutting it like grass. You're just dragging the blade over your face. Now you'll notice too, sometimes I go like this. I only do that because I know this part of my face is good to do that on. Usually it grows down, but I feel safe and comfortable to go across it on at least near the back of my jawbone. But most of your face, you want to go flat, 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 straight down. Now the fun part. We're gonna do this space right here. So I have a little soap here. So now, to get this part here, you want to go, again, don't move your face. Once you move it into a position, lock it into place. Smooth strokes, no pressure. Notice too, I didn't go like all the way down from top to bottom. I go top half, then bottom half. That way you get more control over how you shave, because a lot of times people will shave like a large part of their face. And the thing is, you're not just shaving your face, you're also like removing hair. So there's hair getting stuck inside of the blade. So by taking it into two pieces, you make it easier work to do. Now I want to do the portions near my nose. Again, we're going to do one side and the other side. The nose is going to be a problem. Because I have a big nose. So we'll focus on the nose later. I want to make sure we get everything else done first. Now we're going to do under the chin. Okay, so I went downstairs to get a prop. This is a bread tie. This is a little thing they use to actually tie up, loaves of bread. Some of the hairs on this part of your face are just as strong as this bread tie. And so I'm going to show you the technique I use to shave this part of my face. It's pretty simple, but it goes in stages. I We're just gonna wet our blade. Then you want to pull the skin up like that. Like you want to put your lips between your teeth. Then you want to go from the top part, rinse, second part, rinse, third part, rinse. I'll show you. That's the first part. You also can do this. Rinse it. I'm doing it in pieces because if you do it all in one bit, that's when people get cut because there's a lot of resistance to your blade there. So by taking it bit by bit, I'm reducing the amount of work I have to do in each time. Again, very gentle. Rinse it out. All right, add some more lather here. If your lather gets dry, again, add a little water. And then lather it back up. Don't be shy about the lather. I'm gonna make sure we get this portion right here together. So what I do then, since I've gotten all this already shaved, I just go under the kins. I go down and around. So what you want to do, your face is not flat. So don't just go ch-ch-ch-ch. Your face is actually shaped like this. It's shaped like a contour. So when you shave, you want to respect the shape of your face. So don't shave like it's this and just go ch-ch-ch. You want to shave like it's this. So follow the contours of your face. So watch how I do that. So as I shave, I change the angle of the razor blade. I don't move my head that much. I don't move my skin. I change the angle of the blade itself and I work around my skin. You have to know your face. Now this is the fun part right here. The hairs under your neck usually are very sparse, but sometimes they can be thick. Also, you don't want to cut yourself by shaving on your Adam's apple. I'll show you a technique to do that. We're going to lather it up. So the hairs here usually are pretty easy to cut. The hairs here are kind of a problem. So you don't want to cut your Adam's apple. Here's a technique to do that. So you might need to get a towel or something, or dry your hand. Take your hand. You then want to pull the skin and then lay the blade. Just drag it. No pressure, just drag it gently. And you see how I've cut the hair on my Adam's apple without cutting on the Adam's apple. Same thing on this side. I'm using my left hand. I take it and I pull the skin on my neck across with the blade, and I drag it. That's how you can shave the hairs. So you get the hairs on the Adam's apple without putting your blade on the Adam's apple. Don't ever do that. Do not put the blade against this Adam's apple. It's not flat, and if it cuts, you're gonna bleed for a while. Also be sure you get the hairs here as well. Sometimes they're kind of quirky to get, so you don't need that much caution to shave these hairs here. Just drag, drag, drag gently. You can shave just above the Adam's apple as well. Now don't forget, if your face gets dry, be sure to add lather. If the lather gets dry, add water to it. You want to keep your face lubricated. Now let's see here, I forgot something. I forgot to do something. Here's how much pressure you need to use. So we're gonna shave the edges of our face. You want to blow up like a balloon. You lay the blade against your lip or the edge of your lip and you just pull it across. I'll show you. That's how gentle you need to be shaving. Almost like you're shaving a balloon. That's how much pressure you should apply. It's no pressure. I'm letting the blade do the work. I simply am stretching the skin to make it easier for it to cut. Now we'll do the other side. Boom. Okay. So we're good. That's our first pass. We're not done. That's us shaving with the grain. You rinse out. As you rinse and you feel your skin and your hair, you can sense where you might have missed a spot. You also can sense more easily where the hair is growing, what direction it is. So you know what parts of your face you need to work on. So your first pass might be good enough. But I do 2 and 3 passes, so feel your face and try to get a sense about where you need to work on next. So I think I missed it here a little bit. Need to work on this a little bit. And we gotta do the top of our nose. We'll do that later, that's delicate work. So face is like wet, add more lather. Okay, as I mentioned before, this is an adjustable razor blade. So initially we started on a higher cutting level, which was 4. We're gonna take that down to 2 because we've removed most of the hairs in question. Now in this pass, we're gonna do across the grain. As I mentioned before, most people's hairs grows down. So we went with the grain for the first pass. For the second pass, we go across the grain. So we're gonna go horizontally across our face for most of the work. Get the blade hot, warmed up, go across. Now again, you wanna twist your face. Once your face is in position, don't move it. Again, I can go by listening to the hairs being cut. If my blade's too flat, I won't hear anything. If it's too angled, it's not gonna cut anything as well. I might cut myself. So Remember I told you this part of my face was actually weird and grows in that direction? So the first time we went with the grain. This time we go against the grain by pulling down. But it's only for this part of my face. Everything else is normal. Now the back here, I want to go a little bit like that. No, obviously I can't go against the grain or across the grain with my ear in the way, so yeah. Now, I felt one part of my face was missing, which was under the chin. So you might want to take the blade under the chin, follow the bone. All right, now we'll do the other side. Same thing, across the grain. Okay. Now, since most of the hair has been removed on this part of my face, could be a little more aggressive with doing your mustache. Usually the problem area for the mustache is going to be your lips, the edge of your lips. So you might get most of the hair removed here and your lips are going to be a problem. We'll deal with the lips in a second, but most of the time you want to get most of this hair gone. On the top. And then the lips should be fine if you're gentle. That's me shaving the top of my lip. That's how much pressure you have to use. No pressure. You shouldn't be afraid of shaving the top of your lip. That's how little pressure you must use. And then we're gonna do the hard stuff here. This is gonna be under the nose. This is gonna hurt. Okay, under the nose. Take your nose, pull it up. Then you wanna twist and tighten your skin. This will be difficult. You will cut yourself. Don't worry about it. But again, using minimal pressure, if you do cut yourself, it's going to be very small and we'll deal with it. And again, remember, follow the contour of your face. Your face is not flat. Your face is curved. So as I move, I'm curving the blade around my skin. I'm not just zipping it across my face. Don't worry about the underneath your nose. We'll deal with that after that. And we're going to do our chin again. Now, I wouldn't recommend going across the grain yet for this one. we'll do that later. I would say just go with the grain again. Now again, we go with our face. You have to go down and under, down and under. So follow the contour of your face. Once you've shaved long enough, you can tell if you have the right angle, usually by the sound of the hair being cut by the blade. You are new to shaving, so you might not know that sound yet. Now we're gonna do this again. Also, if your hands are too wet to grab your neck, you can also use your towel. So use your towel to actually press against your neck. My hands are dry, so I feel comfortable doing this, but make sure your hands don't slip. You want the skin to be tight, but you want your pressure to be nil, no pressure. Same thing, pull it. Now, another tip as well. Now, I did give you a recommendation for how to adjust this. So our first time we did it was 4, then I took it down to 2. If it feels like this is scratching your skin or feels uncomfortable, take the level down until it's comfortable. So I recommend that you start with a 3. If that feels like it's too sharp on your face, take it down to 2. If 2 is too sharp, take it down to 1. Everyone's face is different. I've been shaving for like 30, 40 years. So my face is probably like a piece of leather. Your face is new to shaving. So if it feels too sharp, take the level down, lower the number. Okay. So we're almost done. We're gonna do one more pass. We're gonna rinse our face, warm water. And again, you want to feel on your face any spots you might have missed, anything uncomfortable, anything like uneven, anything you might have missed. And the lather's dry and wet it up. A little bit of water. Lather up again. Now, For this final pass, we're gonna take it from 2 and twist it to 1. This is the most gentle. This is the lowest level you can shave with this razor. And now you can just go hit any spots you miss, any details. Also, for this area, we're gonna go across the grain. Now, usually you can go with and across in the second pass. I wait till this level to make sure the hairs are as short as possible before I do that. So you can get a little creative here if you want. Since there are no hairs mostly on your face, you can go with longer strokes. But still, no pressure. You can even start here because there's no hairs. This is the part that I told you to wait for. Again, don't get shy about twisting your face in all kind of places. Just make sure your skin is tight. Now, since my hands are wet, I can't do that. But if someone was shaving you, they might actually put fingers on your face to pull the skin tight to make it easier for the blade to run across your face. No pressure, just gentle. Let the blade do the work. And match the contours of your face. Okay. Notice, match the contours of your face. Move the handle. Don't just scrape the blade across your face. Move the handle. Be flexible. Don't be aggressive. Be gentle. Follow the contours. Okay, I think we're done. So we're gonna do a little special on the nose here real quick. So I mentioned we're going to be using a disposable blade for a little bit of a purpose here. Since you're new to shaving, it is very difficult to get this thing under your nose because there's always going to be a little bit of annoying hairs right underneath your nostrils. So that is where this particular blade comes into play. I don't use the disposable razor on my face. I only use it because this particular razor model has a small little back blade that's built for this work. So take this little back blade. It's not on the front, it's on the back. Heat it up. Then pull your lips downward. It's perfect for this. You also can like twist the blade a little bit. Yeah, it's the back of this. It's not the front, it's the back. This is called a Gillette Fusion Mach 3, I think. Gillette Fusion, usually the blades are disposable. They have like the 4 or 5 blades in the front. And this little back blade is perfect for getting that area under your nose. Now, you don't have this blade, but I also use this blade as well. This is called a feather. It's from Japan. And normally I heat this up and I use transparent shave gel. And I actually can go pull my nose up and go much more detailed. If you're new to shaving, don't do all that. Just use the regular blade that I gave you. And then buy a disposable blade. Don't shave with it, just use it for the back blade. And use that for this area here. I think we're done for now. So let's make sure everything's clear. Let's rinse our face one more time. Now you want to feel for any areas you missed. I think we got everything. Now I'm rinsing with warm water for now. Now you want to change the water from warm to cool, not cold. Make it cool, not cold. And then rinse your face with that. You want to make your skin tighten a little bit. Rinse with the cool water, then stop. Now take your towel. Now you must dry a certain way. Do not scrape. You want to pat your face dry. Just pat. Pat, 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 pat. Do not scrape. Pat your face dry. You do that because in case you cut yourself, you don't want to sit there and pull the wound open more. So you're not done yet. Then we use this. This is the Alum Block. It's meant to fight razor burn and also will close up small nicks and cuts you might have. So rinse it under warmish water. Make it a little bit wet. And you want to drag it across your face. This is a stone. Be careful with it. It might have a little sharp edges on it. Just be gentle with it. Just run it across your face. One side and the other. If it's not wet enough, wet it, add some water to it. Get everywhere you shaved. Now, it might feel a little hot at first, it might feel a little stingy and tingly. It's not as bad as alcohol. It might feel like it's gonna burn. It's just gonna be a little bit irritating if you cut yourself or whatnot, or you have some razor burn or irritation, but don't worry, it's not gonna burn like alcohol. It might give you a sense it's gonna burn like alcohol, it's not.
And that's it. Take this. You want to dry it with a paper towel. And put it back inside of the container. And I think that's it. I think we're almost done. Let me show you something else. So another bit of equipment I give you is this thing. This is called a razor pit. What is this for? This is a leather strop for disposable razor blades. So generally, these razor blades don't last that long. You might get 2 or 3 or 4 shaves and then they start getting dull. With this razor pit, you can make this thing last 20 and 30 times. So basically, you shave like you do with it normally. And then after every shaving session, you add a little bit of shaving cream to it. Now you should do this on a flat surface. Actually, we'll do that here. We'll do it on a flat surface. Actually, what I'm talking about here. And so what you want to do is you take this blade and then you want to push it across this pit 4 or 5 times. So like this. That's why you have to add more of this cream here. Cream's not enough cream. I need more cream, said Bango-Che to the chef. I'm gonna take this and just press it, lay it flat and just push it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Now my hands are not free, so you wanna apply a decent amount of pressure to it and push it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Be sure you add enough shaving cream as well. Make sure this is like very, very well lubricated. And then once you're done with that, you rinse it. You rinse it. You also rinse the pit. Now, let this dry, either in the sun, or you can take a hair dryer and dry the blades here as well. Be sure this is dry before you use it. Do use it before for the next time. Another thing too about this pit, it's designed to help you train.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Alexa, shut up. Okay. Also be sure that this is dry before you use this for anything else. And then you can use this to actually transport this blade. You can actually stick it in here like this. That's why this is constructed this way. Stick it in here like that, and that right there. That's why it was built to do. So remember, only push this. Push, push, push. Never pull it. You're gonna cut this. The idea is to push, push, push. Never pull. Only push this. Push, push, push. 5 to 7 times. Do this after every time you shave with this. And this blade will actually last 20 and 30 times. This is expensive if you have to buy a new blade every 3 or 4 times. With this product, these blades can last for like a month or 2 or 3 or 4 months. They can last for a long time. I shaved my head with this, so it lasts a lot longer, and I don't need it that sharp. If you use this for your face, this will last like 15, 20 times. It's insane. This is a cost-saving measure. So yeah, be sure you use this properly. Remember, lubricate it, only push, rinse the blade, rinse the pit, dry the blade, and then you can keep it in here. Got it?
So another tip too, accidents happen. So my face is fine, it's very tough, it's very leathered, but sometimes when you shave, you make mistakes. You might be trying to pull the blade, you cut yourself, you might have a razor bump, might have a pimple, you're gonna cut yourself. Usually the Alum Block does a good enough job of closing small nicks and cuts. If you start bleeding a lot, then you might need this. This is called a Styptic Pen. I'll show you how to use it, if I can open it. Basically, it's like a little piece of chalk. You want to wet the tip of the piece of chalk, a little bit of water to it. Then wherever you're cut, you apply that to the cut. I don't have any cuts, so I can't show you, but like, let's say I had a cut here, for example. I would get some water, wet the tip, and just basically write it like a pen and run that over the wound. And it should close it up. It might be a little piece of white area or like chalk on your face a little bit. Don't touch it until the nick has healed. Also, when you're done, be sure that you dry this up with a piece of toilet paper. And always keep it inside of this plastic container. You don't want it to like get wet and whatnot. So keep it inside of this all the time. Never keep it outside. Don't put it in the shower. Keep it in like a drawer or something.
Okay, I forgot cleanup. Okay, here's what I do. You gotta do cleanup. So we gotta take this out carefully. Remember, this can still be hot. Take this, rinse it. Sure, get all of the soap out of it. And put that back in here. And take this and rinse that out. Also, this actually be smart too. Let's actually do this. I'll put that in here. And we'll use this for a little bit. Just to get all that soap out. Make sure you flip that corner. And lift this out. I'll put that away. Be careful handling the scuttle. Don't drop it. It's a piece of pottery. It's like a vase. Also, with regard to your razor blade, usually when you're done shaving, you want to let it sit like this. So that way any soap or water and hair can like roll down a little bit. So over a couple of minutes after you're done shaving, set that flat like that. Only after you're done shaving and it's set flat like that, then you want to put it on here. Sorry, on here to mess with it. If I can do that. And that's what you're going to do after that. So another thing too about this. This blade, when you use it, depending upon your face, this can last 5, 6, 7 shaving sessions. You'll know when to replace it when you find it difficult on the first setting to remove hair from your face. Usually the first pass is easy because it's like your hair is very thick and the blade can cut through it easily. If it starts to feel like the hair is starting to pull, that's when you replace the blade. There is no hard and fast rule, but for me, it can last a long time, like 4, 5, 6, 7 shaving sessions. And even then, after you're done shaving and it's not good enough to shave, it's still a razor blade. You can rinse it and use it for other things as well. Now, I'm not sure if I have it here or not. Let me look here. Hold on a second. I do. Here it is. Okay. So, when you replace the blade, it's a good time to clean the whole blade handle. So, when you take the blade out and you want to replace it, you want to run it under cold water or hot water and use one of these to scrape out all of the extra soap and hair. Do that every time you swap out for a new blade. That way you can just make sure there's nothing stuck in there. Another thing too, you need to talk about how to clean this as well. So since this is holding a lot of soap and water, it also traps a lot of oil and hair from shaving you. So once a month, you want to clean this. Okay, so how do we clean this? Once again, clean this once a month, every 30 days or so. So first of all, you want to get this stuff. Your mother should know what this is. It's borax. I'm going to take some borax. You actually can, you want to make a little paste out of this. And then you want to rub the brush into the paste. We're going to use the Scuttle for this, but you can use a separate cup as well. We're going to take some of this borax, stick it in there. That should be plenty. That's probably too much. Okay. Take some borax, put it in there. We're going to wet it up a little bit. Actually, we just wet the whole blade. Let's just do this. Wet the blade in warm water. Sorry, the brush, and just work it in there. Let's add some more water in there. Make it like sand. like wet sand. And just rub it in there. You want to get every single bristle covered with borax in some way. Get it in there. Get all up in there. Deep. So once it's all wet up like this, it's going to be full of like borax. You want it covered. Every single bit of it covered in borax. And then what you do is you take it, you stand it up. Let that stand like that for like a day until the borax dries. You want it totally dry. And then once that's done and dried, you can just rinse it under warm water, squeeze it clean, and then it's good. But be sure you let this sit for like a day. Don't touch it. Once you put the borax in there and put it on there, don't touch it. Let it dry for a day. And then rinse it and remove all the borax. And that should be clean. It'll take out all the hair and all the oil and all the lather and all the junk. Got it?
So again, that probably took too long, but that's what you want to do. Take your time. Do not rush. I know a lot of people hate shaving. I love shaving. Not just because I'm bald, but because it's actually kind of like a self-care thing. You're basically exfoliating. You're removing dead skin and hair. It's good for your skin. So yeah, slow down. Make this a ritual. If you don't have time to do it during your day, be sure you do it at night. Do not rush. You're taking a razor blade against your skin. Your skin is an organ. Respect your organs, respect yourself. So once again, feel free to, I guess you can call me or email me or Discord me if you have any questions or need any advice, all right? And I'll see ya. Enjoy shaving.